sports. It's in the game.
Hey, it's Paul. I was listening to the album. Good luck. You're on your own.
Guess who's back? Back again. She's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? 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 Guess who's back?
Well, look what the stork brung. Little baby devil with the forked tongue. And it's sticking out, yeah, like a sore thumb. With a forehead that it grew horns from. Still a white jerk. Pulling up in a Chrysler to the cipher with the in a light shirt. Lyrical technician and electrician. Y'all light work. And I don't gotta play pretend. It's you I make believe. And you know I'm here to stay, cause me. If I was to ever take a leave, it would be aspirin to break a feed. If I was to ask for Megan D Stallion, if she would collab with me, would I really have a shot at a feat? I don't know, but I'm glad to be back like
Abracadabra.
And for my last trick,
I'm about to reach in my back, bruh.
like
Abracadabra.
and for my last trick.
Just like that, and I'm back, bruh.
Now back in the days of old me, right around the time I became ate some as a way of coping. Take the case of turned me into smiley face emoji. May not be age appropriate, but I will be an 8-year-old indeed with a participation trophy.
Yes, I have zero doubts that this whole world's bound to turn into some Girl Scouts. That censorship bureau's out.
Shut me down. So when I started this verse, it did start off lighthearted at first, but it feels like I'm targeted. Mind-boggling how my profit is skyrocketed. Look what I pocketed. Yeah, it's just like y'all have been like jogging in. I've been running at full speed, and that's why I'm ahead like my noggin. I'm the fight y'all get in when you debate who the best, but I'm some white. I step up to that mic, cock it then. Oh my God, attempt chicken out again.
Abracadabra.
And for my last trick,
I'm about to reach in my back, bruh.
like
Abracadabra.
and for my last trick,
Just like that, and I'm back, bruh.
break it down.
Sometimes I wonder what the old me'd say
If what?
if he could see the way it is today. He'd probably say that everything is gay. What's my name? What's my name?
You're getting a look at the most famous building in Foxborough. Opened in 2002, it's Gillette Stadium. Two of the NFL's best starts challenging each other here. Off we go in a Week 4 showdown. Here's a return from the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10.
Let's go.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down.
Trap 60. Trap 60. Ready. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates.
Dropping back to throw. Complete over the middle. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. He's out in the clear. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's a New England first down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Hey, reload, no. 18 rep.
Back now, pressure on its way. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
This is brought in at the 15. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
What was supposed to move the chains or at least make third down easier to handle instead, well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this third down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
Here he is on 3rd and long. He brings it in. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal. Stevenson does not get in. His push is stopped just short of that goal line.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on 1st down. More to come.
Timeout taken by the Patriots. They're 1st and 3. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. They're headed up the middle. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
3rd and inches, and you hate to see that run go backwards. I just take myself back to a huddle, and you know you're imploring your guys, listen, just give us a little bit of a push and we will move the sticks. Instead, well, the defense is energized with that stop.
All or nothing here, 4th and goal. Forced out to his right. And it's going to be incomplete. Couldn't connect to extend the drive. And their first drive won't end in points after all. He stopped, and they're going to turn it over on downs.
I think this defense was resigned to giving up 3 points on the opening series. Instead, well, they got the chance to deny them anything. And boy, did they ever attack it.
Here on 1st down. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
This close to your own goal line, they really don't want to risk a sack. That means, well, one option, run it and buy whatever breathing room you can.
Throwing from near his own goal line. Finds a seam down the middle. And he'll get it up to the 27. They strike for 23 yards. And it'll give the Jets a 1st down. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4. Throwing from the gun here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back Throwing from the gun. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Deontay Banks. Not the auspicious debut they'd certainly hoped for on that opening drive. The coverage, impressive, taking their first possession away with that interception.
Hey, it is tough to play a clean game in this league. The caliber of defenders are awesome. You just hope that eventual missteps happen at a less meaningful moment than your opening series. You don't want to make it any harder to get your rhythm and get your passing game going.
Dumps it off to his running back. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And the Patriots will have a first down.
Check. Mustang 19, Dragon 60. Go.
Setting up a throw. That winds up incomplete and brings an end to our opening quarter. We've arrived at the end of one on Thursday night. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the second. More from Gillette Stadium in just a minute. Back and ready now for the second quarter. It's Patriots football. They have it second down, well inside of field goal range. Ball in left side. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
You know what I love about this? Never showing panic. When he leaves the pocket, look at his eyes. They continue to search downfield. They're never looking at the rush. They're finding the open man downfield before running out of real estate.
Check, go.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. Buys time, rolling right. Intercepted in the end zone. And the Jets are going to have it after his second interception of the season.
You know, Kate, one of the tenets of the West Coast system that I was fortunate to play in, touchdown to check down. Touchdown to check down. You get in the red zone, it's touchdown to check down. You can't put the ball in harm's way. That's a brilliant job by the defense with their coverage, baiting the quarterback into the throw. But you got to sail that one into the stands. Touchdown or check down. You can't possibly give an interception in that situation.
It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
They had the first down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
Trying to throw here out of the gun. That one's cut along the left sideline. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he takes a shot near the marker, but it looks like he still has enough for that first down.
Now, don't think for a second they're going to slow down the tempo. Defense on their heels. And right now is the best chance to go push that envelope and get aggressive.
Pass play on 1st and 10. Finds a man right side. And he didn't get much time to secure it as he takes a shot. Good job to even hang on through that catch there. 2nd and 3 now. From the 24. No one open, so he chucks this to another county.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to be out of bounds right along the 20. It's a gain of 4 there, and it's good enough for a New York first down. Lone back gets the handoff. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal.
You call that first down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards, but they'll take that every single time.
Tight end going in motion here. Pass play on 1st and goal. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete.
You know, down here in the red zone where there's a touchdown on the line, you really want to read the quarterback's eyes as a defender. Make sure you know where that throw is going and get in position to swat it away. That is well done.
He's got it. And that's a New York touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
That one splits the uprights. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. On now is Cook to kick this away. To return this, Marcus Jones. They'll bring him down on the return as he gets this to the 33. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Trap 60, trap 60. Here we go, here we go. Go.
Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. On the run right, throwing deep down the side. Brought in inside the 20. It's a huge pickup on the play. And that's a New England 1st down. Working inside the red zone. And that one's incomplete.
Hey, I know nobody's perfect, and all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he cannot shake the tackler along the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on 3rd down.
18, right, 18, right. Check. Buffalo 18. Alert, alert. 70 Ranger, 70 Ranger. Ready, go. Bronco switch, Bronco switch. Check, go.
Back to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's brought down after a short gain.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
Now Cameron Dicker on to try the field goal. High percentage look for him here from the left hash.
Anytime you start sniffing that red zone and you don't score 6, you only come away with 3 points. Not what you were looking for on the call sheet.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Throwing with a blitz on the way. This one finds Taylor. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Working quickly here. To throw it on 1st down. Chased out to his right. Now he takes it. And a solid gain there. Gets him across the 45 before he goes out.
Well, the QB made something happen and got some yardage when the play didn't develop right, and even got himself out of bounds to avoid a hit. The only negative at all is he couldn't quite get the 1st down.
From the 43. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. Offense in the hurry up here. Third and long for him here. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Patriots will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
Well, that's now 2, Kate, that they've gotten him for picks in this game, and he's got to be careful, right? You've got to protect the football. It is the greatest treasure you have as an offense. And this defense, well, they've got 2 in their pocket, and you know they're going to be going after number 3.
He smartly won't risk something here and just chucks it away.
Look at the coverage on that play, Kate. I love that. That is textbook defense right there. When the quarterback escapes the pocket, man, you got to find somebody. You got to go get sticky on your offensive guy. That's exactly what the secondary did, and it forces the throwaway.
And he's going to go out of bounds just short of that red zone.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
Come on, set. Ready.
From the gun on 3rd down. Has it down close. And he's into the end zone for a New England touchdown. The Patriots get some late points and the lead. It's an Adonai Mitchell touchdown. Dicker's extra point is up and good. And the Patriots push their lead to 3. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. From well into the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he gets up beyond the 20, but they plant him a few inches into the ground to end that return. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Taylor makes the catch. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. 1 play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory.
Set. Go, Reed, go.
Timeout taken by the defense, their 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. 1st and 10, ball set up at the 48.
Let's go.
Back to throw now. Taking the deep shot there on 1st down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down.
Ready. 19 tight, 19 tight. Left wing 19. Go.
They're throwing it. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there. Trying to find his tight end. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
He's counting his lucky stars. That one isn't headed the other way right now. That is not the time to challenge double coverage.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here.
Back at 60. 60 back.
Now looking to throw. On target to his man Taylor. And he gets this forward to the 19. Timeout taken by New York. That's its 2nd. They have themselves another 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Getting out to his left. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. And he takes this one down to the 10 before hitting that sideline.
Well, you don't get the 1st down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives a defense and a defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right, they win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
And oh, he got it! Interception! Picked off by Joey Porter Jr.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
Okay, ready.
One last play before the break.
Let's go now. Ready.
Looks like they'll play it safe with a run to the outside. And he doesn't get much there on what turns out to be the final play of the half.
With the score 3.
We've reached the midway point of this contest. 2 quarters down, and an exciting 2 to go. The NFL on EA Sports returns after this. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock Eward with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Here's the lone back on the handoff. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3. Back-to-back carries here. Blast through midfield. And he's down to the 42-yard line. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the second level and beyond.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Another carry for him. And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. This time it's a passing play. Throw left side, complete. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. That play good for 17 on a first down. Now give left side. And he's going to be out of bounds right along the 20. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up. Short pass brought in. And he stopped cold at the spot. Ooh, he paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
First carry here for Braylon Allen. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
On the move, headed right. To the edge of the end zone. Oh, it's incomplete.
You know, as a QB, I'm going to note that in the back of my head. That was a heck of a break. Knocks the ball away. DBs like that, they tend to, once they get one hand on the ball, have a pretty good beat on you and can get 2 hands on it the next time.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Pass play now. That one's incomplete in the end zone. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And 4th and 4 coming up.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back into rhythm.
Groupie sends it through. And that will tie things up in the 3rd.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
On now is Cook to kick this away. Kickoff taken at the 3. He stopped on the return at the 27. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Handoff now from the gun. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Here's 2nd and 11. It is cut left side. Big gain, 14 on the play. And the Patriots will have a first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
2nd and 6 now. Cut out left. On the move, past the 40. And he gets it down to the 35 before stepping out. It's a 21-yard gain. And that's a New England first down. They're set up at the 35 now. On 1st down, they'll run. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Jets get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season. Wow, this has been a great game so far, Brock. A hard-fought first half, but they're really offering an edge to their opponent here by throwing a pick on their opening drive.
And now we'll get to see if they can capitalize that and pull ahead. They've already got the ball once this half. You know that they're loose, and now they get it back just 1 snap later.
That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
It was University of Wisconsin, Kate, the first time I heard this term, slow to explode through. And think how good that Badgers run game has been at the college level. Well, they made runs like that look easy. Slow to explode through.
He finds Woods. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Got that one near the line, and after that, it was all him, turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
And in, touchdown, New York! The impact this guy has had on this game, Brock, has been massive. They'd be on the comeback trail right now if it wasn't for his 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and that second one far bigger than his first when you just look at the game circumstances. Puts him in front here in the second half. It puts a little jet fuel in the engines of their defense.
York tacks on that extra point. And the Jets break that tie and now lead by 7. On now is Cook to kick this away. Fielded at the 7. Returns looking good so far. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Let's go.
Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. Big gain downfield. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. It's a gain of 29 yards. And the Patriots will have a first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
And there was really nowhere to go there. Just a small push to the 37. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Count 19. Here we
He'll throw it. That one falls incomplete and brings us to the end of this third quarter. We've reached the end of the third quarter on this Thursday night. It's the Patriots with possession, needing to erase that deficit in a hurry. So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Looking for a throw here. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. Fourth down coming up.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat.
Desperation time here on fourth. They connect for the first. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. How about 19 yards on fourth down, and the call to go for it pays off considerably. All right, I'll set up now. 1st and 10.
Set.
They'll run it from the gun. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Reload, reload. Ready.
Throwing on 2nd and 11. And he's into the end zone for a New England touchdown. The Patriots now trail by just a point in the fourth. So a chance to tie it up again here in the fourth. The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the fourth. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away.
Hey, maybe in the end this return just gets lost in the shuffle when we recap things, Kate. But you surrender a lead in the fourth quarter and you feel that momentum being lost. That's exactly what excellent special teams do. They turn it around. It's why that third phase is coached and coached and coached, because you never know when your opportunity may arise. What a great return to begin this drive.
And that's incomplete, but he might have done a little too much to cause that. Flag comes out, and this could be interference. Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43.
Go.
He's dropping back to throw. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete. Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Looking to the air here. Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up.
Hey, Mr. Quarterback down there, that's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage was waiting for it. QB super fortunate that ball wasn't picked. And incompletion, still pretty good for the defense, too.
Complete beyond the marker. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
That one doesn't find its man. Incomplete. Nearly an interception on that play. So it's 2nd down coming up.
Let's go.
Still sticking with the passing game. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
Well, both ends of their defense nearly came away with a huge play. Another step, and they sacked the quarterback. But even still, the hit altered the throw and almost set up a takeaway.
It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes.
Hey, Mr. Quarterback, that's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage was waiting for it, thinking interception to be had, and incompletion still pretty good for the defense.
On comes Katie York, a lot riding on this kick. This from the right hash and a considerable distance. It's running out of steam and it falls just short. It's no good. And we are still tied in the fourth.
Well, they got the chance to kick a potential game winner, Kate, and that's all that kicker wanted, a chance. Unfortunately, he didn't make it. And all he can hope now, tie game late here, is that his counterpart across the way, warming up in that kicking net, well, he doesn't get the chance to end it himself.
And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
At the 50-yard line. Ready? Go!
From midfield now. Finds him over the middle. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Well, things weren't about to end after the first hit or the second. This tight end had a vision for what he wanted to happen after the catch, and he was going to take on all comers to try to make it a reality.
They'll run it here on 3rd down. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Taken down at the 41. A gain of 3. It's now 4th down and less than a yard. Got it. Ready?
Less than a yard needed here on 4th.
Let's go now.
They give it to him again. And he's brought down for a loss. And they get to him just in time. That's a tackle for the stand and a turnover on downs.
You know, Kate, it's almost like the defense was in the offensive huddle before the play. They dialed up the perfect blitz to encircle and cut off that run. And the reward is they get off the field.
And he's into the front for a gain of about 2. 8 yards to go. And let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Now quick to the left, it's caught. And he's tackled for a short gain.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. Here comes the punting unit for the Jets. And this somehow is only going to be our first punt of the game. It's fielded at the 14. And a big hit on the return to stop it cold. 58 yards on the punt there. And the Pats will take over. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Go!
From the gun, here's a handoff. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. We've reached the 2-minute warning in Foxborough. Patriots want to end it in regulation if they can. In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. Back to the well again. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No 3rd down required now.
Go! Go! Shot alert! Shot alert!
Back to throw. He's got it deep downfield. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain. The Jets take their first time out. And they are quite frustrated having to call that after giving up the first. Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Timeout taken by New York. That's its second. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
They'll run now on second down. And they make the play at the 23, a gain of only a little. Timeout called by the Jets. That's their final one. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Now to throw. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means fourth down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
A big try coming up here for Cameron Dicker. 1 for 1 so far. This is from 40. And that one is good! And they're going to take the lead inside the final minute.
You know what I love about that, Kate? He didn't shrink from the spotlight. He seized the moment, made it his own. And that kick might just win them this game.
And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. He'll look to throw it. He's got... And will he? No, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game. Setting up to pass. He's on the move. He breaks a tackle. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains. Jets moving quickly, trying to get the offense set. Here he is to throw. Trying to push it deep downfield. And that's incomplete, and it also stops the clock with just 5 seconds left. Defender smart there to get a hand on that one. And that makes it 4th down. To throw. Escapes the pocket. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And this one falls incomplete. No miracles on the final drive today. This game is over. So this is a win for the Patriots. And their start to the season not cooling off by any means as they move to 4-0 on the year. So for Brock Heward and all of our crew, I'm Kate Scott, wrapping up another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The Patriots emerge as winners, as with that, we'll sign off from New England.